You're listening to My Grito Podcast Network, celebrating the culture of Chicanos and Latinos one story and voice at a time. Listen to more My Grito Podcast Network shows over at mygrito.net. Connect on social, on Instagram and Facebook at My Grito, the My Grito Podcast Network.
The Mind Buzz, now partnered with My Grito Industries.
This podcast episode of The Mind Buzz is brought to you by House of Chingazos. House of Chingazos is a Latino-owned online store that speaks to Latino culture and Latino experience. I love House of Chingazos because I like t-shirts that fit great and are comfortable to wear. I wear them on the podcast and to the carne asadas. Click the affiliate link in the show description and use promo code The Mind Buzz. That's THEMINDBUZZ to receive 10% off your entire purchase. The cash saved will go directly to the Mind Buzz podcast to help us do what we do best, and that's bringing you more Mind Buzz content. Click the link in the show description for more. The Mind Buzz is powered by Mind Buzz Media. Mind Buzz Media is an on-site video and audio podcast production company. Have you ever thought about starting your own video and audio podcast? Or do you have an existing podcast that you want to take to the next level? Mind Buzz Media brings a professional podcast studio to you. Visit mindbuzz.org for more.
The Mind Buzz Podcast.
We are back for another one. Boom! What is up, Mind Buzz universe? What's going on? How you doing? I'm your host, Gil, like every week, and behind the board we have Amber. What is up?
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
How you been?
I've been good. Had allergies past couple days.
Yeah?
Not fun.
No.
But I'm good.
It's never fun.
At least I'm not sick.
Yeah. You know what's not fun? That wasp nest coming back underneath that thing.
I know.
Yeah.
You better take it out now.
Yeah. I'm one of those like people that wait for things to go on too long because I'm too. I noticed it like it was very small, and then I was like, I'll get it. I'll get it next time. And then it ended up like what took me. What are you doing? what actually had me take it down was I got stung by a wasp, and it sucked, dude. Like it was really bad.
I wish your sock could sting you so you could pick it up.
My what?
Your sock.
My
the other
sock.
day I did an experiment.
The crunchy one?
I dropped a sock. No, you dropped a sock.
Uh-huh.
Right? Because we have our hamper in the restroom. Okay. Dropped a sock, and I seen it. And I said, he's going to pick it up. You didn't pick it up. And then I walked past it. You walked past it. And then we both walked past it like 100 times. Uh-huh. And I was like, you're going to pick it up. He's going to pick it up. He's going to pick it up. And then at some point you walked over it.
Okay. So what was the... You wanted me to pick it up?
I wanted you to pick up the sock.
Why don't you just tell me, hey, can you pick up the sock?
I want you to see it. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe they should make stinging socks so that you can pick it up.
Okay.
I'm just venting on here.
I like it.
That's it.
Venting in front of our guest of the evening. Now
Did you walk over our sock on the way to the
Yeah,
restroom?
we're going to test everybody that comes into the studio. Any guest in the future, if you see a sock on the floor,
don't pick it up.
Pick it up so I don't have to. Let's introduce our guest so we can get into this.
Do we have anything coming up?
What's today?
This right here on the screen.
Oh yeah, we have Mind Buzz Media and Delic Comedy presents Puro Laughs Open Mic March. Whoa. Oh, I need to fix that. Yeah. So on the corner, just squeeze it in a little bit.
Got it.
Yeah, right there. There we go. And then just like move it around.
You got it.
There we go. Well, at least we can get like full screen stuff. Oh, okay. No, or not.
Oh, you want me to put it full screen? I can put it full screen.
No, that's fine. So we got Mind Buzz Media and Delic Comedy presents Boodle Laughs Open Mic Wednesday, March 13th. Guest host Ricky Novea. Sign-ups at 7:30 and 8 p.m. Start time, 1 item minimum, 5-minute sets. We had a little soft opening last week. It was pretty good. So we're going to try it again for this week. Coming up.
Come out. It's not going to be raining.
It won't be raining. So this is a Wednesday, March 13th. And tomorrow, Delic Comedy, the live podcast premieres tomorrow, episode 1.
Oh.
And we have one of our open mic comedians. He does comedy all over Southern California. James Jabonsky. What is up, sir?
Thank you. I like how you stammered with "he does comedy."
Yeah.
he mics. By the way, I love sitting in the middle of your lover's quarrel, just in it, and I know exactly what you're talking about because I did see the sock, but it was, it's like when you see somebody in public on their phone and they have it on speakerphone and they're clearly arguing with their husband,
yeah,
and you're like, I'm gonna tell all my friends about this.
Yeah,
We wait till guests get here to argue.
I think that's smart. That way, if he does try to get crazy or she gets crazy, you guys have like a witness for when the police arrive.
exactly. We have a witness, and then we have everybody on the live chat right now that can see
They
everything.
were like,
so
man,
Which
Gil got stabbed over a sock.
yeah.
what a weird thing. That's like getting stabbed over a cigarette. It's just such a little thing to get stabbed over.
It's all prison rules in the studio.
That's
dude.
how it works here.
Yeah, it's like I don't pick up a sock, you get stabbed.
When
dude.
I have to eat with my head down and constantly looking over my shoulder. If somebody tries to come up to me, I have to fight them. Otherwise, I'm now the prison bitch.
Exactly, dude.
I know what it is. Well, I don't,
But that sock, she uses that to put all the batteries inside, and she beats me with it later.
I'm glad that's where that was going, because if not, I had a lot more questions. Because if she just put socks inside or batteries inside of a sock, it's very confusing.
Yeah.
At least she hits you with it. At least she's making are they dead batteries?
No, they work.
Well, that's just fucking a waste of batteries. What are you doing, dude? Get the dead batteries, hit them with those, throw them away, or put them in the freezer. I guess some people do that.
There was, I think there was like a poem of something like that, of how somebody murdered somebody and with a turkey, with like a frozen turkey or something like that.
It's a great
and then
weapon.
they ate the turkey or the chicken after.
Genius, get rid of the evidence.
Right.
The issue now is, are you eating that other person's blood, and can they find that in your fecal matter when you duty that out?
I think it
DNA
would,
in your duty.
when they cook it, it should be like
Should
cooked
get
off,
burned
right?
off.
Yeah.
I'm not a forensic scientist.
Probably.
I thought you knew. Do I look like an intelligent man? I'm wearing a hoodie.
I
Well,
think
it's like the lady that killed her neighbor and made tamales out of it, and then sold them to all the neighbors, and it didn't show.
I'm sorry, she did what?
She killed her neighbor.
Okay.
She had like a quarrel with the neighbor, right? They were like beefing it to señoras.
Yeah.
And then she killed the neighbor, and then she brought her home, dismembered her, made her red tamales.
I would love to hear the reviews from her neighbors on how those tamales were.
Yeah, and people ate them.
Were they like, damn, dude, these things are fucking great. What is this?
Yeah.
It's pig. It's pork. Long pork.
Like, nobody got sick, nobody anything. They caught her because I think her husband, like,
Interesting.
gave her up.
He ratted her out.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is you can eat human flesh as long as you don't eat, I believe, the brain, and that's kind of what causes a lot of the diseases when it comes to cannibalism. Because flesh, like, used to be a big commodity back on like the high seas and stuff. That's where the term long pig came from. If you've ever heard that,
no.
They used to call human flesh long pig.
Wow.
Because apparently it tastes like pork. So you can actually eat it and consume it kind of pretty decently and prepared. The brain is where you get the issue because when you eat it, it has specific enzymes that cause the decay of cells and stuff like that because of the way it works. I'm not a full scientist about it, but I've watched enough stuff on cannibalism.
Are you a cannibal?
I wish.
I feel like you're a cannibal.
If I was a cannibal, I wouldn't be funny. I would be much more like I'm sketchy now, but but like imagine me as a person eater, I would be way sketchier.
So the cannibalism you're talking about, Amber, that there's like some weird cannibalism people that took over Haiti or something like that.
Sounds pretty cool.
Oh
right?
yeah, so Haiti's like right now like going through some like I don't know what you call it, turmoil maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
I would call it that.
Yeah, I think that's what you would call cannibalism, turmoil.
Turmoil.
You definitely wouldn't call it a good time. What's going on over in Haiti? Just
I'm
cool
like,
stuff.
they're having
Just-
a party out there.
It's just a long pig roasting over a fire. Seems like a good time. They're having a luau. They're chilling over there.
The neighbors are roasting each other. So yeah, I guess they're being like overrun by like the mafia, and it's been happening for a while. So the government can't really take control because there's so many people that are like kind of multiplying and joining the mafia.
Got it.
And their prime minister, which is like the president, pretty much fled, and everyone in Congress fled because they're scared of them. So then pretty much it just like willy-nilly, like there's nobody in charge. So then this mafia boss and all the mafia are the ones in charge right now and taking over. And the mafia boss's name or his nickname is Barbecue. And they're cannibal.
That is perfect.
They're a cannibal eating like crew, and they're killing people
crew?
out in the streets. They're killing people out in the streets and like
Eating
cutting
them?
up,
A crew
eating
is
them.
such a soft name for people who eat other people.
thugs.
But also watch
It's a group. Okay.
Sorry, it's a posse. My bad.
A posse, yeah.
Well, can I just say, while you were describing that, you kept saying the word mafia, and I just pictured Italians inside of Haiti, like, damn, these guys are
It's
fucking
because
pretty good.
I can't think of the name in like English because I'm used to saying like narcos, right? Like in Spanish,
okay.
like the cartel and things like. So I don't know if they're like a cartel.
The Stromboli, James. The Stromboli is good.
They're just dudes cooking people into pasta.
What are
What's
they
the-
like a?
It would be, I think mafia would be the
like a
proper
mafia,
term.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mafia would be like the
Or
proper
cartel,
term.
right? Mafia,
I don't know.
cartel. It's
Cartel,
the same thing,
Same
right?
difference. Yeah, I mean,
Look, can you pull it up to see what the proper name that we can call these cannibals?
Yeah,
we don't
there's-
want to get it wrong because
I don't
God
want them to-
forbid
Yeah.
they see this podcast and
I God forbid they come from Haiti to get us.
yeah.
I'm scared of
Right.
anybody from a foreign country. That's right. Yeah, I said it.
The Mind Buzz is powered by Mind Buzz Media. Mind Buzz Media is an on-site video and audio podcast production company. Have you ever thought about starting your own video and audio podcast? Or do you have an existing podcast that you want to take to the next level? Mind Buzz Media brings a professional podcast studio to you. Visit mindbuzz.org for more. They said, well, Ricky says that I look like a frozen turkey, so...
Well, he also said I do look like a cannibal, and that's okay. I don't take advice from anybody whose name officially is Thicky Ricky. If your name rhymes, I don't respect you. I said it here first.
Ricky would be the first one eaten because
He does have a lot of good meat on him.
He looks
He
good.
looks like a juicy fella.
He looks good. I'd eat him first, too. I'm not even a cannibal, and he looks really delicious.
He does. It would go Ricky and then you.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Thank you for having me. By the way, I just want to say that I didn't get to say it in the beginning because we were having too much fun. But this is a fucking sick place you guys got here.
I'm sorry, I laughed because there's a picture of barbecue here, and then there's a picture of barbecue here.
All System Barbecue or this other fella,
Hell yeah.
the feared gang boss known as Barbecue. Do they have the name of the gang?
Haiti barbecue.
Also, Barbecue looks like he could stand to lose a few pounds. I don't know what there is in people, but it's obviously high in calories.
Imagine you're in Haiti and you Google search good food near me. and there's pins
And you show up and
everywhere.
it's just this guy.
there's just pins dropped at everybody's house.
Look, here's my
gang leader.
Oh, they're a gang.
gang, posse,
Okay.
mafia, La
Sorry.
Cosa Nostra. It's all the same to me. See, here's my thing is that in a country like Haiti, they got like hit with an earthquake. There's constantly bad shit happening there. Why hasn't everybody just left? Like, just go somewhere else, you know?
Right.
It's like the same thing with the Middle East. There's constantly bad shit happening there, and I get that that's your land where you want to stay, but just go somewhere else. There's a bunch of other places to go.
Well,
Yeah.
there was a big after the earthquake happened. There was like a huge like influx of Haitian immigrants, and they came to Mexico. So there's actually like a huge population of Haitians in Mexico, and specifically in Mexicali, which is like a border town.
Interesting.
And they kind of all stayed there, and now they're adopting the culture. They speak Spanish, things like that.
Dude, imagine a Haitian in a sombrero. That's a fun time. They're
Yeah.
partying.
So where are these people from? They're from Haiti. It's an actual gang in Haiti, and that they're taking over.
So I guess the U.S. went in now, like these past couple days, to try to gain control. You know, us
Oh.
always putting
Yeah,
our
dude.
noses where.
We're out there, dude.
Right.
See, the thing is we like to say as the United States, you know, we don't got to police the world. We don't got to do this. We don't got to
Right.
do that. But there is overwhelming evidence of us being on every continent on the planet.
Right.
At what point do you stop and go, yeah, we're kind of doing that?
Yeah.
See, okay, I'm going to get into something. This is my issue with politics. If they would just be honest with me, I would be much happier. Like if the person running for president went, look, dude, I'm a little bit racist and I'm going to probably kill some people at the border, and I'm also going to invade a bunch of countries because I like their resources, and the fact of the matter is I'm going to make the economy better, I would probably go, I don't like some of the things you said, but at least you were honest with me.
Yeah.
And I would vote for that guy.
Isn't that why a lot of people gravitated towards Donald Trump, because he was like that?
But see, he was like that in the way where he said a lot of things that he said a lot of shit talking things, but he didn't necessarily lay it down in the sense of like, exactly, this is what I'm about. He still kind of had some veiled things in there,
Yeah.
like the way but all politicians do. It's the game they're playing. You know, they
Right.
have that veiled speech, and they're really good at playing it. For Trump, for example, he went, we're going to build a wall, and we're going to make Mexico pay for it, which is very clearly a thing based around the ideals of immigration. But he didn't straight up go, I don't like immigrants. That's what I mean. Like,
Okay.
just be upfront and direct with me,
Yeah.
and I will like you a lot.
Just
more.
say you don't like immigrants, and James will like you a lot more.
I respect, and it doesn't mean I like you. It means I respect. I respect a lot more somebody who sticks to their guns than a flip flopper. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like, I don't like Nazis, but if you tell me you're a Nazi and then you go, I'm not a Nazi anymore,
Right.
I would be like, you should have stuck with it, guy. You should have. Like, I'm a flip flopper. I'm a pussy. I understand why people don't like me, but I respect people when they aren't. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I gotcha. No, that's a really good point, because I feel that, like you said, that it's the gift of gab, right?
Yeah.
They're just saying things for the sake of saying them, to have people.
Yeah, and I think in the entertainment
yeah.
business, that's a positive thing. Like we are supposed to gab. That's our thing. We're supposed to yap, and we're supposed
Yeah.
to say outrageous things. I don't believe half the things I've said so far.
Gotcha.
But this is our thing. We're supposed to entertain.
Yeah.
When you're a politician, I feel like your role should be less to entertain and more to evaluate and assist society. And when you just have the gift of gab, that doesn't necessarily mean you're qualified to do that job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my whole thing with it.
All right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get heavy. We got into some deep shit.
Okay.
Ricky said James Jabonski for president. I would run, but I unfortunately don't understand why you can't point at people. I'm not allowed to point. I can't go. This is bad. I don't like it. That's the reason I won't run.
Because you can't point.
It's also because I can't read. But that's beside the point. It's definitely not.
You don't
because
need to
I'm-
read.
It's not because I'm illiterate.
Oh
that's
wait,
for sure.
there's teleprompters, so you're
gotta
gonna
read.
you're gonna know. You need to know how to read.
It is pretty astonishing that almost anybody can become the president as long as you have a basic, set of things.
Yeah, you have to be born here too, right? Like,
Mhm.
what are the top things that you need to have, or
I believe it's you
qualify
have to be
for?
over 40. You have
to be over 40?
Something like that. I think
What's the thing with that? That doesn't make sense.
Because you're well seasoned.
Yeah, they don't want. Imagine a guy like me who's 24 years old and just hops up in there, and I start making all sorts of ridiculous policies. I'm like, pugs are people now. What's up? You know, it just they want the idea.
But there should be a cap too.
I agree. I agree.
That's fucking ridiculous. They're 80 years old, or like they were. And I get it. We're not all from the same generation. They can say that about me. Oh, well, you were in the 90s. 90s was different. Or you grew up in the early 2000s. But still, it's like 80 years is like a big jump to where we're at now. Like so much has happened even in the past 30 years, like.
No, and I completely agree. And the thing is I think maybe lower the age limit a little bit to like maybe like 35 and put a cap of like 65.
Yeah.
I think that's a good, what is that, like 30-year period?
Yeah.
Something like that. If you can't make it in that time period, you're not going to make it at all. You know what I mean?
Can you look it up why they have to be 40? I don't believe in that.
I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of one of those things like, why do you have to be 21 to drink? Because they think that by 21, you're in your better right mind.
So they think that by 40 years old, somebody has the qualifications or the brain capacity to run a country.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. At any moment in time, someone could break down mentally. Like,
right.
It does make a little bit of sense, but at the same time, it has some, there's some flaws there.
Gotcha.
How old are you, Gil?
I am 32.
Man, how do you look better than me?
Yeah. I can't believe you're 24, dude. That's crazy. That's wild to me.
I take that as a compliment.
Yeah, I thought you were around the same age as me, dude.
Thanks, man.
Is
It's
that
all
bad?
about how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
It is a little bad, but only if you think it's only bad if you think that because of how I look, not how I act.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, this is the longest I've talking to you, so
We've had a couple little short conversations, but every time I see you, you're doing something.
Yeah,
You're a busy fella.
I'm walking around doing
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, no, I'm 24. I just look bad.
You don't look that bad, dude.
I look. It's the beard for sure. Like if you look at
35.
okay,
Oh, it's 30.
35.
Okay, there we go. 35 is fine with me. I am okay with
You have to be a
35.
resident of the United States for at least 14 years.
Oh,
Okay, so
a
you don't have
resident.
to be born here.
Yeah, a resident.
Hmm.
Okay.
Do you have any foreign person that you would like to see as president?
As somebody foreign.
Yeah.
Who's foreign right now that I'm into at the moment? Somebody foreign.
He looked at me like, please give me a person.
Barbecue sounds.
I would vote for barbecue.
Somebody would vote for barbecue.
Let's change it up. Yeah. People voted for Harambe. They'll vote for whatever. Dude.
Yeah.
You could put a grilled cheese on that ballot. Somebody's like, I could go for a grilled cheese today.
Right.
I honestly would love Gordon Ramsay as president.
Ooh, okay.
Watch that. If he's that harsh in the kitchen, imagine him on the floor of Congress.
In the Oval Office.
Yeah, he's going to be cooking up some hot bills.
Hell
You know what?
yeah,
This
dude.
might be a little controversial, but the president of El Salvador,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Just saying.
I don't know who that is.
So he's this younger president that came to El Salvador, right? To El
Okay.
Salvador. And pretty much El Salvador was like riddled with gangs, right? Like Mara Salvatrucha, and they were
barbecue.
They were barbecue. So they were taking over pretty much. Like it was just like really bad. Like a lot of people were seeking asylum, things like that.
Mhm.
So this guy went in and said, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna reform our country. I don't care. I'm
But
not
say it in Spanish.
No, I don't know. I'm just.
Can I see
worried
his
myself.
cute little face?
Yeah, he's actually pretty handsome.
Yeah, let me see his cute little face. I judge everybody based on strictly looks because I'm a shallow, vapid piece of shit. Let me see his cute little face.
And he reformed El Salvador, and it's one of the like safest countries because he imprisoned like I want to say like 90% of all gang members.
Whoa, and where is
it's
this?
like
pretty
bad,
crazy.
like he's not putting them in a cell and you can send money to them. No, like it's like we're gonna treat you the way
It's
you
prison.
treated our
Yeah, he put him in the
people. Yeah.
gulag.
Yeah.
They're torturing him like
He's
the
making them
Russians.
pick up socks, dude, in the hallway.
Beating him with
Oh,
batteries.
is that him?
Yeah,
Whoa, he's a really good looking guy.
Yeah, he does look like he owned nightclubs, but he's a good looking guy.
Whoa.
That's the president. What's his name?
Look at him with the backwards hat.
I cannot pronounce his name.
Backwards hat.
Oh, backwards hat. Oh my God, backwards hat president.
Yeah.
A president that just gets up there and rips. He's hitting his vape. He's like, let me tell you something, guys. We're about to pass so many sick policies. I don't know if you guys know this, but we're going to make surfboarding mandatory if you live on the coast. All right.
Look at that drip, dude.
He's got his top button unbuttoned. How unprofessional.
My God.
They're also the first country to accept 100% Bitcoin. So the country is ran on like Bitcoin. Like,
ooh, that's risky.
I know, but he's
dude. One
taking
EMP,
the risk.
your whole economy's done.
Wow. Look at this guy. And how old is this guy?
It's a great question.
Jesus.
Also, let me see his wife. Also,
He's straight out of like Vice City, dude. Like he's like one of the bosses in Vice City that you get to play for like one
Okay, she's
level.
pretty. They're an attractive power couple.
Yeah.
I want to show you guys.
El Salvador.
I've never even. I'm not familiar with any of the political structure of El Salvador. Are they like a democratic nation? Are they? How do they roll?
They're a drip nation now, dude.
See,
Yeah,
look at-
now they're all about that drip.
So look at all the prisoners they have and they were getting like bus loads of them.
Dang! Imagine,
And sitting them like that for days.
dude. Imagine being a hardened criminal and then they make you kiss your friend's back.
Yeah. Basically, that's what they're doing,
Look at-
dude. They're frogs now.
They do look like
Whoa.
frogs. They look like they're about to get ushered into some sort of showers, if you will.
Yeah. Look at that. El Salvador cracks down on gangs.
See, my question is, how long does this go before the gangs retaliate in some way? Because if the gangs were that flourishing for such a long time, they have to have some sort of power in the country or some sort of wealth or some sort of, so is there a limit to how long he can do this before they retaliate, or has he substantialized his government? To
No,
the point
I mean
without
he hasn't
corruption?
been there for like years and years.
Got it.
It's been in the past, maybe I want to say 3 years, 2 years, 3 years.
Man, he is just a handsome dude, though. I'm not trying to sound. My girlfriend's watching this. Just know that I still love you. But this dude, if the president of El Salvador went come run this country with me, I'd be like, maybe I'll talk about it. Well, let's talk about it.
Jablonski, come help me with this blouse.
It's crazy. And El Salvador that's not a place where that's Colombia where they manufacture cocaine, right? It's
Yeah.
not El
Yeah.
Salvador. Does El Salvador have any major economic like output resources, like things that they
Popusa? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, my girlfriend just said El Salvadorian threesome.
There you go.
Well, I'm a jealous person. How dare you say that, Ashley? He's coming. One, he's coming for me. Okay, and two, we'll talk about it later.
I don't know, but let's look it up.
Flat white.
Flat
What was
white.
that?
Sorry, we're learning how to make different cappuccinos.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
I like our Google search as of lately. Cannibals, El Salvador.
I know.
flat white.
They're gonna,
Flat white
whoever's
people.
like out there looking at our stuff.
Our
are gonna be
FBI
like, what
agent.
the fuck are these people?
My
looking
Google
up?
searches are pretty wild. Hold up, let me read them to
Yeah.
you.
Pull them out.
Because I have like 2 hours in the beginning of my day to just sit at a diner. So there's a bunch of shit here about philosophy, but that's just dorky. Let's see. I have all the MCU movies in order, followed by India's tallest elephant, followed by what happens if you set a piece of metal on fire.
Are these all for bits or
Absolutely
you're just
not.
bored?
I'm just
really?
looking up shit.
Oh, okay.
Because I write like 20 minutes a day now, like in the morning and stuff.
Nice.
But I have 2 hours to kill at a Denny's, so I'm just sitting there just watching shit.
What was the first Google search? That piqued my interest.
Something about philosophy.
Oh, okay.
That's all. I'm getting really into it. It's super not funny, but I've been really, especially because the stuff going on in the community. There was a death recently and such, so it's kind of made me become introspective. And so I've been looking up stuff about philosophy, like this gentleman Nietzsche and Marcus Aurelius and those sort of characters, and just kind of getting interested in what made them tick and what their opinions were on society and kind of how that kind of plays into the modern age. Like,
And where were these guys Like what decade? Like what
Well,
year did
Marcus
they?
Aurelius was one of the rulers of Rome. So he was, I think he was a Roman emperor, and his whole thing was he believed in making yourself the best person you could be through sheer like willpower. Like he believed that so say somebody in your life got stabbed and is in the hospital, and that's really trying on you as a person, right? He believed that those trials were there to test a person to see if they can rise to the occasion, and that life was all about overcoming triumph to become your greatest version of yourself. And he was a Roman emperor. So think about this. He had like all of the stuff you could ever want in the world. Like he could snap his fingers and he would have women or men or lions or like the biggest feast you could imagine. He could literally just kill people if he wanted. He had all this power. He could do the most anything you wanted, like, and he was still not that person. He still like kind of reined it in. He maintained a lot of his morality, and he believed that part of being a good person is doing what goes on behind the scenes. And he actually wrote about it in a thing called Marcus Aurelius. I think it's like Reflections or something like that, which was actually just his journal that wasn't supposed to be read. And then they found it and they published. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine your journal just getting published? You're just writing about all your dark emotional stuff, and then 2,000 years later, a bunch of white dudes are discussing it in a philosophy class.
That is pretty wild.
It is pretty wild.
Yeah. But to have somebody's diary as like some form of like philosophy down like 2,000 years later.
Yes, yeah.
That was just this guy's diary.
Exactly.
Imagine the dialogue that people were having 2,000 years ago. It's completely
very different. The way
very
they
different.
wrote and spoke. Oh, it's called meditation.
Right.
That's what it's called. But it's very different. And the way he speaks on society and people is very interesting. And then he kind of just goes into like how to be a good person, what he believes that is, the trials of self and arising to the occasion and all these things. And I find it very motivational, especially when you have 2 hours to kill at a Denny's. You want to feel good about yourself.
So what pushed you to start reading that?
Well, I've always been interested in philosophy. Like a couple years ago, I read not Beyond Good and Evil, The Art of War by Sun Tzu. And I have a current argument. She said Art of War is about to be war. So she knows what's coming. My girlfriend, she knows. We talked about it earlier. I think that if you take the word war in Art of War and you just switch that word to life, the whole book applies to reality. But she doesn't. She thinks some of it is very situational. But this is obviously just my opinion. But I found it really fascinating because in there he talks about a lot of stuff. Like one of my favorite quotes that I like to bring up in this super unfunny conversation is, I believe it's, if you know your enemy and yourself, you will never have to worry about the outcome of a battle or something like that. Can you actually look it up? Yeah. The Art of War, if you know your enemy, and then the full quote should pop up. And it applies to so much in life, and I find that it helps me when I'm trying to get through something. Sorry, I didn't mean to get real deep right now, dude.
No, this is what it's about, man.
There it is.
Yeah.
So it says, if you know your enemy and yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself, but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. And if you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. And I think in his context, he's very much in his reality. This is, China back in the day. There's constant war. They're fighting off the Mongols. They're building the Great Wall. In his reality, this strictly applies to war. But in the modern day, I think this can also apply to a lot of us as people. Like just that fact of if you know your enemy and yourself, you need not worry about the outcome of a battle. I think about that a lot when I'm having issues with somebody or I'm having issues in my life. And I try to go, but why am I feeling like I don't understand their side? Maybe I should get to know how they're feeling and understand how they're kind of processing these things. And that kind of helps you get to that point of solidifying understanding. And once you understand something, I think it's a lot easier to move on from it and accept it in your life. The rest of it, I feel like, is just facts. If you don't know your enemy, you're going to lose probably. But if you know yourself and not your enemy, that victory feels good, but it ultimately isn't fully sustainable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been pretty into the philosophy stuff. It's very fascinating to me. There's also another guy named Nietzsche that I just figured out. He's some German dude, which, by the way, the Germans are doing some great stuff when they're not killing Jews. When they're not killing Jews, the Germans have some great stuff going on. But he talks about something that I find very interesting, which he kind of says all the other philosophers are like, whatever. They're kind of just talking about morality and defining it. And he goes, have you ever heard of the book Beyond Good and Evil?
No.
Okay. Basically, it's just like when you get past the point of taking good and evil as these things that exist and you just throw those out the window, better yourself and surpass good and evil. I can't explain it. I just started reading about him. He's a very fascinating fella.
And this is Nietzsche. He's a German...
A German gentleman from, I think, the 1940s or something like that.
Oh, okay. So this is post-war or pre-war?
Look up when Good and Evil came out, because I would like to know whether or not I'm supporting a. That's
always good to know.
Yeah, he says some interesting
What's
stuff.
the time period on this?
Are we talking red armbands, or are we talking? Are we talking the Geneva Convention? What are we talking here?
Is this Oktoberfest Germany or is this Third Reich Germany?
At one point, they were the same Germany. 1886. So this is way before, long before World War II. Even
the armbands and the
before the fellas,
the attic stuff.
Yeah, the little attics.
Gotcha.
The little attics that hid.
Yeah.
So stuff like that.
1886.
1886.
Beyond Good and Evil.
I find it fascinating. My thing is, do you hear this thing where comics go, "Oh, we're the modern day philosophers, man"? Do you hear that?
I've heard just recently, and I've heard it on a podcast, but also I heard it last night about comics being like the last form of freedom of speech.
Shut the fuck up.
That is
silly.
That is one of the things that I've heard. It's last form of freedom of speech.
My main issue with that, because we do have a pretty large ability to portray our freedom of speech in our form of comedy. We can get away with a lot, and we can say a lot. But my issue with that is when comedians go, "We're the philosophers of the modern age," I go, "No, philosophers are the modern age." You can still get a degree in philosophy. You can still write philosophy.
Right.
The issue with philosophy is just like Nietzsche, just like all these other gentlemen.
Yeah.
The philosophy doesn't blow up until years later.
Right.
So you can write a philosophy book now and people will go, whatever. But then 200, 300 years from now, someone's going to pick it up and go, this guy's making some great points. So when comedians go, "We're the modern day philosophers," I go, I mean, some of us make some great points, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not writing philosophy. You're writing jokes. Your job is to be silly. You're a jester with a cooler name and more freedom. Because now we're the jesters, but we can say whatever we want. Back in the day, you were the jester, and if you said something the king didn't like, he cut off one of your balls and dangled it in front of you.
But do you think we can say whatever we want?
Yeah. I mean, to an extent, John Stewart, I believe it was, he said a great thing where someone asked him a question. They go, "When it comes to comedy, what do you think the line should be?" And he said, "Well, in comedy, there should be no line because in life, there is no line."
Mm-hmm. I like that.
I loved it because in reality, we don't have like a limit. It's not like a dad goes to hit his kid and life goes, "No, you're not going to do that because there's limits." That's not how the world works.
Right. And
comedy is just like, art reflects life, blah, blah, blah. It is supposed to be, because in any other art form, you can say whatever you want. No one gets upset. Like, that's the thing. You say that we're the last line of freedom of speech, but you look at, Quentin Tarantino, you look at a bunch of different versions of music. You can say whatever you want. The thing is can you say it good enough and in a way that is artistic and well enough accepted that people don't get upset about it?
Exactly. And I think that comes with experience, right? In writing comedy, instead of just blatantly saying, whatever racist thing or whatever god-awful thing. You have to...
There's a level of knowledge there.
Yeah, you have to be clever about it.
Yes, clever is everything. For me, if I say because I'll say some stuff that's not funny. Like I said some stuff that wasn't funny earlier. It's part of the process. You got to say shit to find out what's funny.
Yeah.
But when people go, oh, that's not working because the audience didn't like it, or it's not working because of this, but this is funny, and I hear what the thing is, and it's just some edgy bullshit.
Yeah.
I go, have you tried writing it out better? Have you tried adjusting it? Have you tried making it to where it does work? Because with the writing and with the experience and with the stage time comes the grasp and the knowledge of what you can do.
How long have you been doing comedy, James?
Only 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, I'm talking out of my ass.
Gotcha. Well, you got 2 months and 2 years and 6 months on me.
Okay.
I'm fairly new.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
What made you want to kick it up? What made you want to go smash around on stage with your vocal cords?
I have been talking about it for a very long time, just never did it. I've written for the past 3 years and just never performed any of it. And at one point, I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go up and see if these are actually funny. I think they're funny, but is it actual comedy? Can it be performed?
Yeah. I like that. And I like that you were writing before you got up, because that means you have a little bit of a leg up on just the habit of writing.
Right.
Because when I first started, for the first year and a half, I didn't write. I would just take stories that happen in my real life and try to put them out there. But after a certain point, you started writing. So you have a leg up on people.
I was scoping out the open mic scene for about a good year before actually getting on stage.
Like just hanging out?
Just going to open mics and just seeing what the process is. And
can I ask you, because you did that for a year, that's a pretty long time.
About a year, right, Amber? Yeah. What
did you get from that? Did you find it interesting? Did you see any comics where you're like, that dude kills? Or did it all kind of, what was that like for you, that experience?
Watching was just dreadful, dude, because there was some it was bad. Sometimes they'd be really good, and then but I tried to. I was watching professionals and I was watching amateurs too, at the same time. And I would I would look at a professional doing stand-up versus an amateur and just kind of taking mental notes. Okay, this is what an amateur is doing versus what a pro is doing. And it was just a little bit sharper. All the little details and nuances that you find out as you're doing it came more clear as I started to do them.
The biggest thing for me that I've noticed in comics that are just starting out and stuff, when they're on stage, right now we're doing a podcast, we're having a conversation. So there's going to be a lot of likes, there's going to be a lot of we're processing, we're thinking. But a lot of comics, when they go on stage and they perform, there is a million there's a million there's a million likes, and there's all these filler words that if you just cut those out, that whole set would be much cleaner. And if you look at a comic doing it professionally, they don't have all those different stammers and those, and you look at a comic doing it just starting out, they're going to have way more of those. And that's the big thing that I had to work on. And I trained myself out of those patterns. And I think comparing it to the pros it's the greatest way to do it.
Yeah, cutting off the filler words. I looked at that specific mental training with podcasting because I try to do the same thing. I try to take off all the filler words during a podcast. Yeah. So there's a lot of mental training and mental details that I used doing this for 3 years and taking it on stage. Of course, completely different avenues on how to receive information.
Very different.
But it was a good transition.
I think having the training of a podcast where you understand the rhythm of talking and you understand the conjecture and you understand conjecture, is that the right word? You understand the way you're supposed to talk in a more professional setting without all the without all the likes and those sort of things. Those public speaking things can also be honed on a podcast. And then when you take those to the stage, you have a big benefit there. It definitely helps. Here's a solid question. Do you have a particular style that you prefer to write in? Because I've noticed with a lot of people when they first start writing, it's a very big thing. You'll hear it everywhere, blah, blah, blah. Everybody writes like somebody. Everybody does somebody's performance, Big J. Okerson, or you do Steve Harvey, or you do Tom Segura, or, but did you have that at all? Or do you have that at all where you feel like you're kind of doing somebody else's rhythm and style and such?
Not at the moment. But at the beginning when I was writing, I was just writing ideas because I really didn't know how to formula like a joke. There's formula, right? There's setup, right? And then there's your punchlines. Setup and then punchlines.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just a dialed down version of what a joke can be. But when I was watching, like some of my biggest comics that I've watched are Mitch Hedberg,
Fantastic.
and Ronnie Dangerfield,
Fantastic.
and George Carlin,
Fantastic.
and Bill Hicks.
Fantastic.
Okay,
They're all really good.
So the first two comics are one-liner comics. I love one-line comedy. Like for me, most of the style that I write is just smaller, cutting out words, getting
Got it.
set up punch.
You don't do any stories or anything like that?
No, I don't. I've been trying to, but it's just that's not how I write. That's not how my comedy brain works.
Got it. Quick side note. Who is Jay the Loner? Do we know this fellow?
That's Jay.
Oh, Jeremiah? Is his full name, I think?
I think so.
I
just found that out the other day.
I guessed it at an open mic the first time I
Yeah?
met him. He says, stick to the jokes, whatever that fucking word is.
Nishi.
Can we pull up Jeremiah's Instagram for a second? You want to tell me to stick to the jokes? Pull him up. Let's see what he got. I'm going to roast this fella. No, I'm kidding. No, but yes, Gil's shirt, the Halloween safety shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to stab somebody, do it with a mask on, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't watch horror movies, so I don't get it.
You don't? You've been going to the movies a lot.
Yeah, I like going to the movies. Me and my girl, we got the AMC movie pass, so we've been going pretty frequently. And I'm thinking about starting like a little podcast with her where we review movies and
Hell
just
yeah,
shit
dude.
on them because I like to talk. Even if I like a movie, I will shit on it.
Somebody asked me about Dune 2 last night. Somebody asked me because I was wearing a Blue Velvet shirt, which is a David Lynch movie. And he asked me, have you seen Dune 2? I was like, bro, I haven't even seen Dune 1 or the original. So you're asking the wrong guy, man.
I mean, are you a fan of sci-fi? Do you like space people doing space stuff?
I do, actually.
I love space people doing space stuff. You'll enjoy Dune. Basically, if I could sum it up, and this doesn't give away any of the plot, you could watch the trailers. It's white dude saves Middle Eastern space planet from other white people. It's the whole thing.
Really?
It's basic, but that's kind of like the core thing, and that's kind of how the books were written, and it's a whole thing. I like it. I like the movie. It's got some parts in it. Like I like Timothée Chalamet, but sometimes he'll do this thing in the movie where he's acting, and I'm just like, ooh, you look like when a teenager does like cheesy teenager shit, and you just want to like put their face down in the sandbox.
Okay. Lizzie McGuire, for sure.
Yeah, I can't stand certain types of acting. It's like the young adult acting. They kind of did it in the Hunger Games where I'm just like, oh my God, I have genuine emotion.
Have you seen the new Hunger Games? That was wild.
The one that's coming out?
The one that just came out.
Oh, the one that's
Last
like
year.
Was it last year?
like
Yeah.
a prequel
shit.
or whatever it was?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Well, oh yeah, it was.
It was the life of Snow.
I have not
That
seen
shit
it.
was cool, dude.
Was it good?
It was
I've
good.
never seen any of the Hunger Game movies, but to see that one firsthand was pretty awesome.
The thing with the Hunger Games that I really like, because I read some of the books when I was younger, because that's like when I read the most. I don't really read much anymore. Mostly I just read that philosophy shit like a dork, but that's just because
Just philosophy and Mein Kampf.
Yeah, well, you know what it is, brother. So I read a little bit of it, and in the books it was way more brutal. Like the scene where she gets attacked by those yellow jacket things, that in the book her face starts like exploding and you can like see her bones and shit, and it's like popping off. It's gnarly. And the movie, I really enjoyed the movie, but I have that same issue of like, I have a weird thing where if the acting isn't good and the conversation isn't good, I just can't get into it. It kind of breaks the immersion. Like Game of Thrones is a great example. I could watch the first 5 seasons of Game of Thrones all day long. Get to season 6 and 7, I go, what is the acting? What is the storyline? He doesn't know how to read, but don't believe his lies. Shut up, Ashley. Why the fuck are you telling people this shit? This is live. You know this is live right now? Everybody can hear you. If I hadn't read it, nobody could hear her, but she's right. I don't know how to read. Did you see me try to read that quote earlier? Fumbled.
She just reads all the books to you.
Yeah, she's my audiobook.
Yeah, she's your audiobook.
I just lay in bed like, speak to me, darling.
I would love that. I would love an app to choose what celebrity reads your books to you. That would be a great app.
That would be a great use of AI. You might be onto something.
Yes, exactly.
Too bad this is live and you can't edit it out. Someone's gonna steal.
Someone's gonna steal it. That's fine. Just give me the.
Just give you the credit.
Just give me the credit. At least I have some type of credit.
Credit is nothing without money.
Imagine just coming up to the stage. He has no good credits at a comedy club, but he did come up with the idea of AI audiobooks.
Dude, that is a really good idea, though, to have AI. Excuse me, to have AI use the voice of a famous actor or actress to read audiobooks for you. If they could get that down, I'm sure that would be a killer market.
What's the book that you're reading right now, Amber? Or did you finish that one already with what's his name?
The Bretman Rock one?
Bretman Rock?
I finished
You
it.
finished it already?
Yeah.
What a fucking name.
This guy. Hey, do you know who this is?
No, but I hate his name.
Bretman Rock?
Bretman Rock.
Really? Pull up the book.
What a name, huh?
He was named after
Bret the Hitman Hart and The Rock.
And The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
And he just took their names and smushed them together.
The dad was a big, they're from the Philippines, and the dad was a big fan of wrestling.
That was his real name?
Yeah, that's his name, Bretman Rock.
Jeez, that's awesome. Rough. I mean, awesome. Yeah, awesome. I think it's awesome.
If I was going to be named, if I had the choice between Bretman the Hitman Rock or Gilbert, it'd probably be Bretman Rock, dude.
That's fair. But you know why I don't like Bretman Rock? It sounds like a town
there
in
he
Idaho.
Is. There he is. You don't know who this guy is?
No.
I
know his face.
He has like 13 million followers or something.
I've
like
seen
that.
his face.
Put him on the screen.
You know why I don't like him? I don't like his attitude, dude. Look at the way he has the same eyes in almost every photo. That dude stinks.
Look at him.
No, he's a pretty humble guy, actually.
The reason why I brought him up is because
I don't mean to shit on the dude you like.
No, it's okay. I don't know him.
Well,
That's
the reason
fair.
why I brought him up was because him reading basically it was his biography, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy, you would think he was a natural. A natural reading books. Him reading his story was just supernatural.
Like in the audiobook?
In the audiobook.
It wasn't like once upon a time.
No, it was like he was telling you a story, dude.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I kicked my aunt's ass. And
Yeah.
blah, blah, like
and
that.
let me tell you, bitch.
Yeah.
Such a funny
He
thing to brag
didn't.
about as a dude. In your audiobook, you go, I beat that bitch's ass. And I pulled her hair out and she died.
Basically,
But
that's
that's-
how he sounded.
That's
But
crazy.
also the one that did that was Joey Diaz in his own audiobook.
That book
love
was
Joey
great,
Diaz.
dude. Have you read
no,
or
no.
listened to his book?
No, I hear it's great. If I'm gonna read a comedy book, the one I want to read is Sam Tallent's Running the Light.
I haven't. I think that's on my my little list to read.
If I was gonna read it, I would listen to it or have Ashley read it to me.
Sam Talent, he's a great comic, dude.
Love Sam Talent. I like his he's got silly energy up there.
Yeah.
Let's try to be. I just see people sometimes where I go, I think you're trying to be too serious.
Yeah.
Or you're not having enough like fun up there. Like I have that problem sometimes. Sam is just having a good time.
Yeah. And you know what? Since we're talking about pet peeves, right? Comedy is not cool. I feel like when somebody
cool.
goes on stage and
Love this.
tries to be cool, like comedy is not cool.
The only
It's
person who-
theatrical.
Yeah, the only person who ever got away with it in the slightest, I guess, would be Dice Clay. But it's also that was a hyperbolic character meant to portray this thing. But if you think you're a cool comedian, you're a fucking dork. Like I met a comic one time, and he walked up to me, and I won't say his name, but we were doing a show out in Justin Fox. He does shows out in Hemet at this place called Derby's, and he booked me on the show there. And one of the comics, he comes up to me and he goes, "Man, we in Hemet. Can you believe we in Hemet?" And I went, "Yep, it's a place." And he goes, "We in Hemet." And then he looked at me and he looked at my shirt, and I was wearing like I forget what I was wearing. It was like a Star Wars shirt or something. And he goes, "That shirt ain't very funny." And I looked at him and I went, "You're wearing a weed shirt, you basic bitch." Like, Stop trying to be cool. This isn't a cool thing we do. We go up there and we tell jokes about our sad, embarrassing life. Like, it's not supposed to be a cool thing.
Right.
We're supposed to be like, even, you know who Big J Okerson is?
Yeah.
He wears fingerless gloves and a wallet chain. That's not a cool look, but he it works for him, but it's not a cool look. We're not cool people. Like I used to do like punk rock shows and stuff, and I would go to them all the time, and there's all these people there dressed up like with their mohawks and their all this shit. And I feel the same way kind of about them. I feel like a lot of people who are trying to be this cool, edgy, crazy thing are fucking dorks. Because we're all just trying to find a thing that we like fit in with, and we're there. The only people that I will say are cool are really successful businessmen, people who ride motorcycles, but only because my girlfriend's dad rides a motorcycle, and I respect him. And yeah, that's about it. I don't really think most people are cool. I think most people are pretty dorky, but they just try to put on this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's hard because it's an act. It's an act up there, and you're acting, and it's hard to be funny and try to be cool at the same time.
Yeah.
Unless it's natural to you.
Yeah.
Unless it's natural to that's who you are,
and you can be funny that way.
Like,
yeah.
Sorry, I was gonna ask a question. Is smooth and cool totally different things? Can someone be smooth?
Yeah, I was actually just about to bring that up.
Oh, really?
Hannibal Buress is a person who some people would describe him as cool. I would describe him as smooth in the way he delivers his jokes. And he's calm, he's collected, he's kind of smooth. It's a little slower, more calm, rhythmic thing.
Right.
That's a gentleman who you could describe as cool, but would more likely be smooth in a way. You know
I guess what I'm saying as like a cool person per se is like one of the popular kids in high school.
Yeah, there are
like
those.
if you were a popular kid in high school and you're doing comedy, and I don't know, it maybe rubs me the wrong way because I never liked cool people.
No, I agree.
In school,
it's the same way I feel about hot comics. If you're a hot comedian,
dude, don't even get me started, dude.
Get a little like Johnny Gold is the only hot comic I like. You know, just get uglier or something. That's why I can't stand, like, Matt Rife used to be a little bit
my
uglier,
God. Yeah.
and then he got hot, and now I can't stand him.
You can't stand
him? If
him?
he was ugly and doing the exact same jokes, I'd probably be like, that's just pretty cool.
Right. He got too hot for himself, dude.
Too hot to handle, if you will. Like, but that's the thing. Wait, you brought up theater earlier. Have you ever done anything else besides podcasting and comedy? Like, have you ever performed in any other capacity?
I did theater in 6th grade, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, so in middle school.
I played Baby Jesus when I was.
Did you really?
Actually, I was in the plays in church when I went to church.
That counts.
I was the kid that shook in front of Jesus. Right,
the kid that shook, like trembled.
Yeah, he like trembled. I trembled.
Like when Jesus was born, you were the kid was like that kid.
No, so in the Bible, right? And
when you see Elvis, and they were like, oh.
No, so in the Bible, there's this like during like all his miracles.
Yeah,
right. He's performing all these miracles, turning the blind so they can see. A lady with like leprosy, he cures her with leprosy, and then there's this child that has these uncontrollable tremors, uncontrollable seizures, and. He's seizing in front of Jesus, and that was my big role, was to have a seizure.
Dang! So
in front of the Son of God.
So you played Michael J. Fox in a church? That's crazy. That's great. That's a great role.
That's right, dude.
What'd you do in 6th grade? Like, what were the plays? Do you remember? Do you recall?
They were mostly, so it was like a big producer back then that like went to our middle school and kind of like directed this summer thing.
Okay.
They were just like small skits. I had one skit. One good song that year was Youth of the Nation by POD.
We are. Yeah, I know the one.
Youth of the Nation. So there was this, so at the end of we had this big theater show, and at the end of it, I lip sync the whole song of Youth of the Nation, POD.
That's rough.
Yeah, I had a Rastafarian wig. I asked him, I was like, hey, can I
take this off?
I asked my mom. No, I asked my mom. I was like, I need a wig. Like,
oh, okay.
The guy in POD has dreads. Back then he had dreads.
Yeah.
So I was
Where
like,
your love of wigs came from?
yeah, I was like, Mom, I need a wig for my production.
We're not
here.
just going to casually skim over your love of wigs, are we?
No.
You love wigs?
Wigs are cool, dude. I have a lot.
He has a lot of wigs.
I have like more wigs than the average man should have.
If I come back, we're playing dress up. That's for sure. I was in theater a little bit. That's why I brought it up but my relationship was different with theater. So I told somebody a couple days ago, they go, you were in theater? And they go, yeah. And they're like, that doesn't like seem like something you would do. But I wanted to perform in some capacity, but I was also ditching school a lot. So I would go to the park and get like smoke some weed and like maybe do a little like whatever my friends had on them, some pills or whatever. And then I would go back and be in the Little Mermaid. Like, have you ever been Grimsby but also been drunk? Like, I'm just forgetting all my lines. And the theater teacher liked me, so she let me keep doing it. But there was
I
a
like
point
that
where,
kid drunk.
Yeah.
There's something about a theater teacher just leaving. Were you okay? Like back then?
Yeah.
You okay? She allowed you to be drunk, and
I mean, she didn't like allow me to be drunk. She was like, hey, if you're gonna do that stuff, come in here coherent.
Oh, okay.
Do your lines and stuff. But there were a couple of times when I got a little.
She gave
out of
you
hand.
Coke lines too?
Yeah, well, she was a cool teacher.
Oh, okay. Of course.
She was a rad lady.
All right.
No, she was really nice. She mostly just didn't want me being out on the streets because I grew up in San Bernardino, and that's a terrible place to just wander around in.
Yeah.
You know, you'll get some. I've seen a couple dead bodies.
What high school did you go to?
You ever heard of Arroyo Valley?
No.
So it's just this high school in San Bernardino, like right next to this big place called The Wash, which is just like a dirt washout, and then San Bernardino City to the left of it.
So you grew up in San Bernardino.
Yeah, well, I went to school there. I grew up technically in a place called Muscoy, if you've ever heard of that.
I've heard of that. Yeah,
that's like
you talk about the IE in San Bernardino.
Muscoy.
You asked Muscoy. That's like little Mexico.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's
an inland empire.
That's why I speak a little bit of Spanish, and I've been told a lot of the times that my accent is pretty good. Like I was at work the other day, and I do like loading stuff, and they have like these things, and I go ponga en la atrás a la truca, and the guy did like a double take, like he was like, you can say those words. By the way, I don't know if I said the sentence right. I googled it. Did I say anything right now?
No, just kidding.
She goes,
no, you didn't. You just said, so you said troco, and it's troca.
Okay. I'm getting there,
You
dude.
could have said, lo pongo atrás en la troca.
There we go. See? I speak broken Spanish.
But I could tell what you're saying.
Okay, cool. But yeah, just that. So I grew up there, and there's all like immigrants and stuff like that. We're separated by, we have sidewalks, and official San Bernardino City doesn't. So on one street, there's a side where it's dirt. And then
It's like very small. Amber, look up like a map of Muscoy.
It's pretty small.
How do I spell
It's really small. I feel like it's just like
Muscoy.
a street. Like it's super small.
It's maybe like a 2-mile radius, if that. And like almost everybody there is an immigrant from Central America or Mexico of some sort. So they all speak Spanish. There was one Russian dude, and it was crazy. I remember one time. There was a group of individuals who caught a dude being terrible with a child, and they left him on the flagpole in front of the elementary school to send a message to anybody else who might want to do such activities.
Whoa.
So it's a pretty gnarly place to grow up.
Here?
I wish. No,
that's Muscoy, Canada, actually.
No, that's California.
Oh, it's Canada.
Canada and California. That's more like it. Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
I know that liquor store.
An old Jeep.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. See all that? That's where I went. I took my girlfriend there one time.
Mostly dirt, too.
Yeah, lots of dirt, lots of horses. The people next to us had bulls and chickens and geese and stuff.
Yeah.
I took my girlfriend there one time, and she goes, we were driving down the street, and there was a liquor store, and it was nighttime, and they had like the big metal roll-up doors, and there was only one light bulb, and it was flickering, and there was a cat under it, and she looked at me, and she goes, that cat's trying to sell me drugs. So, yeah, that's where I grew up. It's a pretty crazy place.
Wow. James from Muscoy.
Yeah, that's where I'm from. Where are you from?
I'm from Whittier, dude. I'm from Whittier. Whittier, and then I moved out to Pomona in 2011. I came to Pomona, and then I went to Rialto, and then I went to San Bernardino, and then I'm slowly trying to make my way back to Whittier.
Why you don't like it here?
Most of the stuff that we work on and our clients and our business stuff is starting to grow in North Long Beach and Paramount area.
Interesting. I like that area. I mean, I just recently moved to Norwalk, and not by choice, but it's nice to be there.
No, Norwalk is nice too.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice area. I thought there was going to be a lot more availability for walking because it's in the name, but you probably shouldn't walk around that place either. It's probably not the best place to walk around in.
Are you by Norwalk Square?
I don't know what that means.
Got it. No worries.
What I do want to talk about is the difference in the comic scenes between the IE and Southeast Los Angeles.
Different.
Wait, I want to throw one thing
Completely
out there, and
different.
then I'm done.
Okay.
So Norwalk used to have a $2 theater in the Norwalk Square. And you'd pay $2 and you can watch any movie, and they had $1 hot dogs.
That does sound great. It also sounds like you might be on the restroom for a while after it.
No,
that sounds great.
No, my stomach held them in.
You got a strong stomach.
That had a Chuck E. Cheese right next to it, right?
Around the corner.
Okay,
Yeah.
my friends used to hotbox their Honda with smoking meth. So they used to smoke meth.
You've got some cool friends.
Go to Chuck E. Cheese and go watch a $2 movie.
All right, it's starting to make sense why you do comedy now. There's a little something in there that's broken. That's not right.
Fun.
Ashley said it's gone.
That was all them.
It's gone.
Does she know? Is
They
she
tore
from
it down?
Norwalk?
She's originally from Pico.
Okay, but she knows
okay.
that area.
But she knows that area. She's pretty.
Yeah.
But the difference in comedy scenes, like you were asking, it's pretty vast. So typically in the Inland Empire, there's a very small handful of places you can do open mics. Typically, you're going to go with the buddy system or some sort of mixed mic. They have around there. Patrick Mahoney runs a great mixed mic in that area. But over here, there's a vast plethora. I see so many faces that I probably won't see again for another couple of weeks. That's how it feels. And I've only been here a month, if that, maybe 2.
Oh, in that area.
Yeah.
That makes sense why you were in Bellflower.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
I just got out there. So it's pretty different. I mean, no offense to the buddy system guys. I love you guys, but they are very much the big fish in the small pond over there. They keep that comedy scene going. They keep it alive. They do stuff at the Ontario Improv. But other than the buddy system and their kind of comedy community that they've gathered out there, there's not a lot that you can find, at least not from my experience. So coming out here is very different. I like having this plethora of opportunity. Coming out, I was supposed to take a break from doing comedy because I'm poor and I need a car and all that stuff. And about a week in, I started going, I'm giving up. I'm quitting. I'm a loser. And I started falling apart as a person. And then I went back and I went, this is crazy. I can do a mic every day if I wanted to. So now I have to limit myself because I'm an addict and I will just go do it every day.
Yeah.
It's very different. It's better for sure out there, but only because the opportunity is more plentiful. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like being on a farm where all you have is strawberries, and then you get to an orchard where there's millions of different things, and then there's pigs over there and you can go kill and eat a pig if you want. I like that way better than I just like strawberries,
So wait, where were you before Norwalk?
I lived in Colton, but I did.
You're in Colton.
Yeah, but I did comedy
Okay.
in the Inland Empire, so Riverside,
Okay.
all that area.
Yeah, Johnny Gold made it seem like you're from Riverside.
Well, Riverside is the comedy community that's really developed. It's the Riverside comedy scene, and that's the buddy system and all those guys.
yeah.
So I'm a Riverside comic, technically.
I still need to go out there, dude. I haven't.
There's some good rooms, man. If you want to hit up a good room, they got a room going on Thursdays at this place called Back to the Grind, which has a great...
I've seen that. I've been wanting to go.
Very cool. If you like the
Every
New York
week.
comedy feel, where it's the brick background and it's very tight and small, close quarters, it's a great spot. If you have some material that you think is really hitting, bring that shit there. You'll see what it does. As long as there's people there. Comics are comics. They're not going to laugh right away if they don't know you.
Right. Oh, that's another thing, too. If they don't know you, that's a good point.
Yeah, because, comedy is cliquey. It's a scene for a reason, if they don't know you, a lot of the time they're not going to laugh. That's why I've just learned, like, when I go to a new place and it's just comics, I don't give a fuck anyway. I got hit by a car. I don't give a fuck. but like, definitely don't give a fuck if it's just comics, because you're not going to get, either you'll get something out of them or you won't, but it doesn't matter either way because you're there to do your jokes. So just fucking go for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're there to work them out, right?
You're there to do your shit. It's a business. Kobe didn't get to be Kobe by just watching basketball. He went out and did basketball. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
what did you think of the Bellflower? Mike?
Bellflower, the one you guys did?
No, the stand-up comedy club.
Oh, I like that place.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I just like performing at a comedy club, even if it's a smaller one. You know, the stand-up comedy club is a smaller kind of, but it's really fun. And the environment there is fun, and they have audience members come in pretty frequently. So the past couple of times I've been there, it's been nice to get the reps in and get them in and then kind of meet those people. A couple of super funny dudes over there, like Mario Rodriguez. That dude went up last week and just murdered.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, and he was just saying shit, just having a good time. He was like, let me try to get some jokes off. And I go, fuck you, dude. How dare you? But he's really funny. It's good over there.
Angel Hernandez, the host, is
very cool dude.
hilarious.
Very funny. I already knew Daisy Rocks when I got out there, so she's really cool. It's a cool scene. It's a cool area. Long Beach is different. I've seen more white dudes with mustaches than I will ever seen. So that's cool. If I drive by one more pickup truck with a Blue Lives Matter sticker on it and a dude with a mustache and a backwards hat, I'm gonna do something violent.
Where? Over there?
Kind of like
in Orange County.
Oh, in Orange County.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's where I've been doing mics at.
Got it.
How long have we been going, by the way?
OC?
I will just keep talking.
An hour and 9 minutes.
All right, cut me off because you got to tell me when to stop because I'll just keep going.
Oh,
keep going.
Okay,
You're good.
Yeah, no, it's different over there. I like it. I like it a lot, and I'm just kind of grateful to be able to keep doing it. You know, so especially moving to a new place, it's always a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, but it's not like a new state to where you don't know anybody, right?
But it's a jump, right? It's like a change.
Yeah, it's a big change.
I grew up over there. I just moved over here a year ago. And to me, we're not here all the time. We're mostly over there, but still when I'm here, it's like a change. Like I'm just like, oh, okay.
Well, I got into a pretty crazy car accident, and my girlfriend moved in with me, and she had that same feeling in Colton in San Bernardino where she was like, this is way different than where I'm from. It's such a different thing. And I don't really know anybody over there. So getting there is kind of like all fresh new faces. Like I have to kind of re-network and re-get to know everybody. I know a couple of people here and there. Like I'll see a couple people and I'll go, hey, what's up, dude? Good to see you. But for the most part, I don't know nobody out there. So it's interesting.
It is pretty interesting. Are you still doing mics out or shows out here in the IE?
Yeah, actually, like almost every show I have booked is out here. Like I'm doing a feature next week on the 14th with Maxwell Farms at King's Brewing. Come check that out. I'm going to be featuring there. I have a couple of other things scheduled for April. If you want to know any of that, by the way, follow me on my Instagram. That's at James Jabonski with 2 I's. That's James Jablonski. And you can go follow me there. That's where I be. And otherwise, like, yeah, it's mostly out here. I have like one thing maybe out there, if that.
Yeah.
So, but that's because you're getting new there. You're socializing. You're getting to know all those people.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, part of our business is networking.
It's a huge part, dude.
Huge part.
It's huge. It's so... I think that's why I like having this, too, because this is an hour-long networking session.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a really good tool.
Yeah. Very, very great tool. I'm trying to open myself up to hit shows and hit mics, but when you're also... I was just complaining about this the other day, about how I need to stop producing shit and actually go out to other comedy shows instead of doing my own shit.
It does help to get your face out there.
Yeah.
You want people... I heard this from somebody when I first started doing comedy. They said, if I keep running into you, that's a good thing.
Right.
You want to see that face. You want to, like when I first started going to the stand-up comedy club and like the Bellflower area and all those areas out there, the comics didn't really know me. And then by week 2, they had seen me at that mic. They had seen me at this mic. They had seen me there. and they go, "Oh, hey, good set, man," and they shake your hand. They want to see that repetition because
Right.
nobody likes a comic that just does it as a hobby for some reason. It's not a thing that comics are very nice to. If you go, I just like doing this for fun. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Give me my 5 minutes, you son of a
What the
bitch.
fuck are you doing?
Right.
So it's different.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever met anybody that does comedy for a hobby?
I try not to.
Yeah, exactly.
I try not to.
And it's not like I have anything against those people. I'll still be very nice to them and I'll still treat them with dignity and respect. But I do in the back of my head go, like, why are you here? You know?
Yeah.
We're all trying to do something with this. We all want to be something with this. So when you start getting to the point where you see those people and you've pursued it for 3 years or like for however long, like you've been doing it 4 months, 6 months?
6 months.
6 months. You see somebody who's doing it as a hobby, but they've been doing it like 2 years and you go, are you going to take this seriously or not?
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that. Because a lot of people, even though we do take this seriously, even though this is like the thing we want to pursue, a lot of people will go, oh, that's a hobby. Like,
yeah.
Some people like in my life still don't fully understand that this is a thing. This is like a career. So,
Yeah. And then what also is interesting is that when I'm not doing podcast or podcasting or filming somebody else's podcast or anything around a podcast, I'm in the stand-up world. I'm hanging out with comics. I'm at mics. I'm trying to go to more shows. So it's definitely like this is another full-time gig. Like having a podcast and producing something. Like it's another job, dude.
Definitely.
It's another job. That's why I was getting so frustrated the other day about producing so much shit that it's not allowing me to pursue comedy as much as I want to or that I need to. And I feel like that I don't want it to be a hobby. I want it to be something more. I was just being hard on myself. I don't know. I'm Mexican American. That's what we do.
I don't think that has, I'm devastatingly hard on myself. So I don't think that has anything to do with being Mexican American. I think it's just a work mentality. You want to be something better, you got to be hard on yourself sometimes. You know what I mean? So I work a day job and then I do comedy at night and I have a girlfriend and she has 2 kids.
And I have a girlfriend.
Yeah. And you have a kid, right?
Yeah.
So you have to find that balance where even though you're doing all these things and you're pursuing, you have to find a balance to where everything feels good and equal. And it's a process. You got to learn I'm not there yet. I still feel like I'm doing more of one thing or more of another thing.
Yeah.
So,
well, you have to find balance with
for
it
sure.
too. So, I mean, the producing stuff and the creative events, that's my day job. Like creating events, putting on shows is half of what I do for us to make some money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty fun. But also at the same token, I'm not giving myself or I'm not pushing myself enough to write material and perform it.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm performing my same 5 minutes that it took me to write like 6 months. And I'm like changing jokes and moving them around. But I'm not allowing myself to work on new material.
Sometimes that isn't bad. Sometimes you want to just hone those jokes and you want to get them down. And you want to make sure that they're the best that they can be.
True.
So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I do agree with the pushing thing. Like I said, my girlfriend has 2 kids, so basically I have a step family, which I love. But I feel like I need to push myself more to find time to do things with them, as well as comedy. So you can have that in all aspects of your life. I think as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, that's the essential part. Have fun.
I forgot who it was on the Flagrant podcast, but they were saying something along the lines of that, of taking a break and actually living for material.
Yeah.
Like how road comics have got to have it tough if they're writing new material like all the time. What is their material about?
Yeah, but
traveling,
exactly.
airplanes.
And how many jokes have you heard about that from big comedians? You know,
right.
You hear that a lot. I think the living for material is a great thing. What I like to do is just experience shit. Like if there's a day where I'm not doing a mic, I'll go to the movies, or I'll go with my girlfriend and we'll sit down and we'll talk, or like just enjoying life for what life is what makes you come up with shit. Like most of the jokes, I can sit down and I can write jokes and I'll come up with nothing, but I'll be sitting there talking with my lady and then boom, something comes. And sometimes that's the magic of it.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
That's weird how that happens, dude. You could just be sitting down for 30 minutes trying to write something, nothing. It's all dog shit, probably.
You know what I've started doing? I actually learned this from my friend Hector Lara. Shout out Hector Lara. He told me he doesn't really write jokes. He just writes. And I went, that's a great idea. So now I just write thoughts in my brain. And then if I find something that I like in there, I take that, I turn that into a joke. But I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just writing it. You know what I mean?
2,000 years later, a philosophy class is talking about I got run over a black guy joke.
Yeah, somebody's reading it and goes, man, James really has a lot of issues with minorities.
So, dude, what happened? Tell me, can you talk about that? How?
The accident?
Busted leg and shit, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So the first time I actually seen you on stage, you were sitting down and you had a cane with you. I was like, what the fuck is this guy's deal? Like, is this like part of his act? What is he doing?
Is he fucking dying? Like,
yeah, exactly. And you took the chair. Oh, and this was at First Amendment, by the way. This is still back when Gibby was still doing the mic at First Amendment. You pulled the chair out and I was like, okay, what is this guy gonna do? And you sat down. I was like, oh, okay, something's wrong with his leg.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing. So I have a friend that I do a podcast with called Tangent Town. Shout out Tangent Town. You can find the links for that. We're going to start that back up soon. And we were doing an episode and we left. And at the place I was living at the time, where I no longer live, the driveway was super steep. So it was like his car was parked here and my car was parked here. And I was getting some tools out. And he went to go reverse and either his transmission slipped or something happened. And he hit the gas and boom into me and kind of crushed me between both of the cars.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And he gets out and he's freaking out. Like I see it in his eyes, like the you know the eyes of like somebody who just fucked up.
Yeah.
And he knows it and he's freaking out. And I let out 2 screams, 2 just full screams, and then I went, get the car off of me. And then I looked at my girlfriend and I went, call 911. She was already doing it.
Oh,
but
she was there?
I was like, yeah, she was standing to the left.
Oh my
of me.
God.
And I go, call 911. And then he backs the car up and I fall, which actually I learned from medical professionals he shouldn't have done, because if I was bleeding, I could have bled out.
Shit.
Luckily, no blood. So I fall to the floor. They get me and they take me. And it was a crazy accident. I was in the hospital for about 2 weeks. My left knee has 3 plates and 16 screws and is mostly metal. And my right leg has a bar in it. And it took like 6 months to relearn how to walk and shit.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Dang.
And the whole time I was doing comedy, like after about a month or 2.
Your leg has a bar in it?
Yeah. My leg has a bar and my knee is all metal plates mostly.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I still have some pain and stuff.
They got some good drink specials in the bar in your leg? All right.
I wish.
That was dumb. All right. Yeah, that was stupid.
I know. It's okay. We've been going for a while. We're all a little tired. But I have ADHD, so I will keep going.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's it. I've talked about it ad nauseum. So at this point it feels normal, but then seeing the reaction on your face when I describe it, I realize how unnormal it is.
That is wild, dude. So what was broken?
So I had a couple of things broken. So my knee, like just generally my knee on the left side was like shattered into a bunch of pieces. And I also had a collapsed artery. So I had to get a stent put in behind my knee. And then they went in and I have like a gnarly scar. They laid me down flat on my face and they did complete reconstruction of my knee. So like where my knee meets my kneecap and all that shit. I haven't ever seen the x-rays. I probably should, but it was pretty gnarly. And then on my right side, it was my femur was snapped in half.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So they put a bar in that.
The femur is the largest bone in like a human body, isn't it?
I think so.
I think so.
The top leg bone?
That's the top leg bone.
Yeah.
That's the biggest bone in somebody's body, and yours broke.
Yeah.
What is it? What was it?
The
femur.
Oh, mine was broken too in half.
How'd you break yours?
Well, mine was just surgery.
Dang.
Hers was
Natural.
voluntary break.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Break my leg.
Break my leg, bitch.
Help me. It was pretty crazy. I had complete reconstruction surgery on my knee. So like now, if you feel my knee, you can kind of feel like how it's a little bit different. It still functions perfectly. I had to do like a bunch of physical therapy to get it back to normal. And yeah.
And you were still hitting mics.
Yeah, after about a month, once my swelling went down and I was at home taking medicine and stuff, I started, I had my girlfriend, Ashley, she would put me in a wheelchair and wheel me out of the house. And then I would so my legs couldn't bend. My knees were not allowed to bend while they were healing. So I had Lego legs that were just like stiff.
They didn't put like casts on you?
I had 2 braces, but the braces were locked and I wasn't allowed to bend my knees.
You're walking like the grandpa from King of the Hill.
Wasn't allowed to walk, had to sit down.
I had a full body cast from under my chest all the way down because I wasn't allowed to bend anything.
Damn, that's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of get it stinks.
I understand.
Someone had to wipe my ass, dude, and it was her.
Whoa.
Yeah, praise be to her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
she's a keeper.
She's a keeper, dude.
She's seen things.
I would not wipe.
She's seen you.
Can I tell you a story before we go? Because I know we've been going for a while.
Yeah.
So when we were in the hospital, I was taking a lot of pain medication. I was on Dilaudid. I was tripping balls. It was awesome.
Hell yeah.
And they were like, you need to shit because you haven't shit in like 4 or 5 days. And they gave me a couple of rounds of just like oral laxatives. And then they were like, this isn't working. So we're going to have a nurse come in and she's going to pop a suppository in your butt. And that's going to loosen you up and hopefully you can poop because if not, this is going to be a real problem.
Hello.
And we can't let you go until you go to the bathroom. So they popped the suppository in and about 20 minutes later, I mean, it looked like somebody broke a fire hydrant, but the fire hydrant was my poop.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that's a pretty cool story. I'll leave you with that.
Oh my Lord, dude. You wouldn't change me if I had a diaper?
No, I'm kidding. I would.
Okay.
Oh, that's love.
I wouldn't change you. I would get somebody else to do it.
You would hire somebody to do it?
I would go to Home Depot every morning and find somebody and bring them back to the apartment.
You would change me. Be quiet. He puts on my socks. And
everything.
That's
super cute. Yeah. Hold up really quick. I just like the idea of you going to Home Depot and finding one of the workers and being like, you do concrete? And they're like, yeah. And you go, close enough. Get in there. Let's go.
I went to the Home Depot in Paramount, dude, and there were these 2 people. There was like a barber shop on the side of Home Depot. I'm telling you, this Home Depot had everything. It had a barber, like there were a guy sitting in an actual like
barber chair.
He had like the thing around him and he was straight up giving him a fade.
I love that.
There was orange selling. There was a guy selling strawberries, cherries, like a whole market.
Are you sure
thing.
You didn't walk into the swap meet on accident?
No, dude, it was Home Depot right there on Paramount.
That's
on
crazy.
Alondra Boulevard, is it? Oh my God. And there's this guy that does like the what are those windshield wipers? He's selling just windshield wipers. Like who does that?
Really?
Windshield wipers.
We could use some new ones on our car. I might have to roll by there. Dude, my girlfriend doesn't like our windshield wipers right now because they're squeaky, and we'll be driving and she'll wait till the last minute to turn them on, and I go, why don't you just leave them on? She goes, I don't like when they squeak when there's no water on them, and I go, they're gonna squeak. Just turn them on, safety.
Yeah.
Anyway, and she's a bad driver. Anyways.
Oh my God, dude. James, thanks for coming out.
Dude, this has been a fuck ton of fun. Thank you for having me.
And doing the podcast, bro.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. Thank you, man. Go ahead and tell us where we can find you and what you have coming up, man.
Remember, you can find me at James Jabonski on Instagram. That's James, Jablonski. And if you go there, I have a link tree that'll take you to all my stuff. I got some shows coming up next week. Particularly, you can find me at King's Brewing on the 14th. I'm going to be featuring there at the open mic for my friend Maxwell Farms. Be sure to follow him. He's a great fella. You can go to my YouTube. I have a 10-minute set out of jokes that I think were mediocre, but I put them out anyways. And make sure to go subscribe to Tangent Town. We're going to kick that back up. And keep an eye out on my Instagram and my socials for that movie review podcast thing coming soon. You guys have been excellent, and thank you. Thank you for having me, man.
Cool, man. Thanks for coming out. Tomorrow is the big premiere of Delic Comedy Episode 1 on this channel at Mind Buzz Media. Wednesday, we have our Puro Laughs open mic in the city of Paramount. Follow at Delic Comedy for all your open mics from us here at Mind Buzz Media. Amber, do you have anything else?
I got nothing.
You got nothing? This weekend, we don't have an event this weekend?
Yeah. Sorry.
What do we got?
I have Spring into... No. What was it called? I think it's called Hola Spring pop-up at Horchateria in the city of Paramount.
There you go.
Come
So
on, hang out with us.
you want to spring into action, come hang out with Amber at her event.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know. Anything else?
No,
That's it.
not for me. I'm on that episode tomorrow. Be sure to check that out. That was a whole lot of fun. I love Kill Kill.
It was fun. You like that?
No,
I know. I
guys,
think we got to change the name too.
it was really good, guys. Be sure to check it out. The
You had
Delic
fun?
Comedy. Yeah, I liked it. I'm gonna come back
Yeah?
if you'll have me.
March 29th. You want to do a feature spot?
I'll do whatever you ask.
Yeah?
I'm yours.
Let's do it.
All right.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Peace.
The Mind Buzz. Podcast.
There you go, dude.
That was fucking great.
Yeah, you had fun?
Thanks for listening to the Mind Buzz podcast. Subscribe to the Mind Buzz YouTube channel and watch full podcast episodes. Keep up with the hosts, guests, and upcoming events by following the Mind Buzz on Instagram at the Mind Buzz. See you on the next one.